I loved, first of all, just the fact that we got together just to write and to see what would happen for Christmas. And we'd never written a Christmas album before. I don't know if you had, we never really talked about if you'd written like a Christmas record before. And so I was like, oh, this could be like good and bad, like trying to write Christmas songs. You have like the best of all Christmas songs in the world. And they're like, how do I add to this?
Right.
Like, what is there left to say?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
In such a weird year too. So.
Right, exactly. So it was like, we just kind of came together and was like, what's God doing like in your heart, and what's kind of, where do you feel like we're headed with Christmas? I came in, I think, with this Eugene Peterson quote that was just very much like, like, I love all of his books, first of all, and just read him all the time. And so everything he says, I'm like, ooh, I like that. And so I don't even remember what book this is from, but he said, like, our job now is only to be present to the one who is already present to us. And for me, that's like thinking about just the opportunity we have with Christmas of 2020. It was like, how do we, it seems like we're poised for this like moment of like saying, okay, what does God want to do? And so we just kind of started talking about that. And you had brought this really cool book that I love.
Yes, all of your library of things to inspire us.
Yes, but I loved it. And I think you just started talking about the holy hush.
Yeah.
And just this idea of what does that look like and what does that mean when you look at it through the lens of Christmas.
Yeah, it was a holy moment for sure. First of all, you started out the whole rite with just such a beautiful prayer. And I already felt great because it was just the two of us in the rite. Yeah. And there's just something about just two women just doing their thing and like we're able to bring our full feminine heart to the song and not feel any type of way about that. Yeah. And it just felt free. I feel like we got into the prophetic moment of how is Christmas going to feel this year? Like people possibly would be stuck in their homes. Yeah. Like, you know, if the pandemic gets worse or whatever, that was what people were saying. And so if we're stuck in our homes, we already can't shop the way that we probably used to. Yeah. For most people, it would be a different kind of Christmas. Yes. And maybe the gift of the season and of this whole circumstance is that it would be slower. Yeah. And so people might be more present to the one who's present, like you were saying in that quote. And yeah, it felt like that. Okay, now we can all hush together and realize what Christmas is, the reason for our decorations. And I remember that was like a big moment. Yes.
I remember us getting to that second verse and being like, this is what we want to say, but can we say this? Yeah. Like, is this going to like stick in a song like this? Like, are we allowed? We're like, we're going to say it, and then if we need to change it,
if we would have tried to change it, I would have been heartbroken though. Because I know, there was something really awesome about saying our glowing finery, presents under trees, our traditions, all the things that we do for Christmas every year, they're prophetic in themselves because they repeat the sounding joy. Yes. It is rehearsing the thing that's coming. What's your favorite lyric of the song?
It's really hard. Glowing finery will definitely be like, I mean, it's just like Christmas in 2 words, like right there. But the beginning of the bridge, I think it's like my favorite. Like these sacred rhythms. Yep. Rehearse, repeat the sounding joy.
These sacred rhythms, we rehearse, repeat the sounding joy. So now with hosts of angels we sing glory to.
Something that was really big for me when we started the song was the line "Holy in our homes." Like the song probably could have been called that too, but then "hush" is such a great word as well. So, but "holy in our homes," man, that's just, if we're gonna be stuck in our homes, we need to understand God incarnate and what that means. We have a unique opportunity this year since the rush of the season, it seems it won't be like it normally is for anyone. So to take advantage of that opportunity, and I don't know.
It feels like it's an invitation to kind of redeem
Yes.
like what happens in our homes. Because so many times I think before 2020, we easily separated worship is something that happens when I go to a church building.
Yep.
Or, maybe not just that, but it rarely, I would think most people, me included, I'm a worship leader, would not say like necessarily that I would say my home was a holy place or that I would invite like worship and that I would, I think it's God's just saying, hey, stop. I'm reminding you that I'm everywhere, that I'm here, I'm in your home.
Yeah.
And it's an invitation just to reacquaint yourself this year with my presence. And I think that's what we have, not just at Christmas, but I think that's what this year, it feels like, and so it's saying like, I remember when we were writing too, we were saying like, people will probably at some point maybe watch this through a TV screen. And so it's like, how do you connect and say, this is not just something you're watching that's happening in another room somewhere, but this is like God is inviting himself into your space.
Yes.
Because he wants to do something there.
That was a moment that changed the right for us. I feel like I feel like we were writing for the moment when perhaps you sang this song over a Christmas Eve live stream and somebody heard the words holy in our homes, and all of a sudden it would dignify what they're doing in their homes. Like, oh my gosh, this is so holy. Maybe more holy than anything because it's so integrated in my everyday, mundane life. I don't have to go anywhere to get this experience. Although going places to get that candlelight service, that corporate experience is amazing.
It's my favorite. Like, I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But this is also so beautiful too.
Yeah.
And to dignify that for people, I think is so important.
Yeah.
And there's just that unique opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, since we're living in like the live stream world right now, I'm always thinking as a worship pastor, like, how do I get this experience into their homes?
Yeah.
So how do I talk to them? And that line, holy in our homes, I feel like it's just so dignifying.
And I think I love I love how the songs come together and the sounds and how it envelops you. And the ending, honestly, like the last 45 seconds may be one of my favorite parts because I think that's what I want people to be able to do, is to listen, to slow down, to just have a moment with Jesus. Like, that's what this song would invite you to do, and just say, okay, I'm just gonna sit here, I'm gonna wait on Jesus, I'm gonna rest in this season because he's here. And I think that's what I pray would happen as people listen to this song.
So hush now, hear the holy sound.